I'm lekker on you.
Very, very good, man.
Boom. And we are live, gents. How's it going?
Very well, yourself.
Lekker, lekker.
Yo.
Everyone for some mad fucking fights this weekend.
Yes, it's possibly the best fight card this year so far.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot because there's been a couple of bangers as well, especially during lockdown.
Yeah. Well, thankfully.
Yeah. Jumping into that, guys, what do you guys feel?
Wait, I can't hear anyone. My sound has died.
Can you hear us?
We can hear you perfectly. Hello?
Oh, you know why? It's because I just got a phone call on my phone. And now it's audio.
Rock it on your PC.
There's interruptions.
Can you? Oh, wait, I can.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I'm going to log in on my PC. Hold on.
We'll see you now, bro.
Before we do an introduction.
Hello and welcome.
I was just saying, guys, how do you guys think? I've got a feeling that the no crowd has really done a great thing for the UFC in terms of the fights. I feel that the fights are way better.
Oh, yeah, it's the best thing is hearing the commentators get overly excited when something lands, a big punch lands, or great move is executed or something like that. You're hearing Bisping or Rogan in the background absolutely losing their. But also, what I enjoy the most, I must say, is the fact that you can hear a clean shot incredibly well, which is awesome. Yeah, that's
like you can literally hear the fucking damage it does.
That's exactly what I'm saying, man. It's a little bit. You kind of understand when you watch that Poirier Hooker fight and you're hearing those shots land multiple times per round, and you're just kind of wondering how these guys are still standing. So epic, and it's epic.
It's insane. It gives you a lot more respect for, or extra respect for, what these oaks are doing to themselves.
It's going to be really interesting. One thing, because of this outdoor fight, I've got a friend, a Pakistani friend who lives in Abu Dhabi, and he's saying it is cooking in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, shit.
He says
the fight's not outdoors.
Isn't it outdoor?
No. So that all those images that they've been sharing is that's the training.
That sucks.
They built this little dome thing with the actual
There he is.
Ah, there he is.
This is new technology to me. I like this thing.
Where is technology?
This is brilliant. So how you
Are we live?
Yeah.
We're live.
Oh shit! Are we
You can
live
start
this way?
calling out. You can start calling out people if you want as well.
Okay, nice. It'll come. Craig, do you like my T-shirt?
I do, bro. I do. I was about to say I've all that basket.
So sorry, Keegs, you were saying about the heat. A lot of fighters complaining about that.
Yeah, I've got a friend in Abu we've been following each other for years on Twitter and stuff, and he's a Pakistani national living in Abu Dhabi, a massive cricket fan, and he's just saying the heat has been absolutely incredible there the last few weeks, and especially this week. That I think yesterday he sent me every day when the temperature comes out, it says it's actually 10 degrees. It feels 10 degrees warmer than what it actually is. Like he actually notice on his phone. But that's mad for these fighters.
Jorge's weight cuts and the little run in the sun on that side of the world. And
Well, there was a big excuse. The last UFC that was in Abu Dhabi or Dubai somewhere, a lot of the losing fighters were complaining about. They were using that as like they're saying like the heat just completely messed them up.
Yeah, that was wasn't that Poirier?
Poirier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That card.
Yeah.
But it's going to be quite interesting.
What's strange is that all the fighters seem to they all went over quite late. I mean, they only gave themselves a week in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I would have thought, especially with that heat and stuff, go a little bit earlier, get used to, because they're not even training that hard in the last week. So they're not going to be used to that heat at all.
I mean, everything there is acclimatized perfectly fine with aircon and AC every single place you go. So I mean, it's basically only when you're getting on transport or going in and out of venues that you're going to be dealing with a bit of heat. So a bit of a shitty excuse, but at the same time, it is fucking next level hot there. So
yeah, look,
I think they needed 48 hours. They needed 48 hours of quarantining everyone who went over for the fight. So they needed
Mike Brown, who's just tested positive now as well. What's happening with Jorge's camp now that Brown's positive?
Did he test positive
Today? Yeah.
Oh shit!
Confirmed.
And he's
head coach. So that's my question now. He's obviously been removed from the camp immediately, but you know who steps in? What happens now?
Yeah, that's interesting, eh?
Who's in that camp? I can't remember.
That also means that someone else in camp and even Masvidal himself could have picked it up while traveling.
That's my question. How do you leave the States without it being picked up as well? Because now this is the question that you've got to try to figure out without too much or causing too much hysteria with every fighter in every camp and getting ready for a fight. Who's going to pull out? You look at Burns pulling out, and now potentially Masvidal's coach. What happens now with all these fighters just constantly pulling out? It's a cause for concern at the same time.
Yeah, especially because
of course.
It's been smooth sailing in all the other events, but now it's a big fuck up because now it's the first big international one, and they're starting to have these issues now.
So as long as we get to see some blood this weekend, I'm happy. So let's make sure not.
So one thing I also wanted to touch on. Sorry?
Go there, Keaton. Go again.
Just go positive. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Let everyone just get it and fucking fight anyway.
Exactly. They're strong. They got the lung capacity. They can deal with it.
Yeah,
it's a survival fight at the end of the day.
Yeah. That make it like Hunger Games Island.
Some WWE rules thrown in there as well.
One ventilator behind a tree, and whoever finds.
Or you need to swim to another island to go get it.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on before we get into this weekend stuff is a lot of sort of retiring action and shit going on during lockdown. With obviously we got Triple C that stepped down, and Conor McGregor, who's supposedly retired, but I see he's still on the rankings. John Jones fucking not happy, almost retiring. What do you guys make of all that?
And Mike Tyson looking to come back as well.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
2020.
I pity anyone because if Mike Tyson fights, he's gonna fight someone his own age or someone as old as him, and they fucked. I saw that anybody is gonna fight.
They're gonna die. They're literally just gonna die.
They're gonna get killed. They're gonna get killed.
The fucking
that weed that he's got going is that weed he's got going is strong.
So it's the weed and steroid diet he's on at the moment that is fixing him up to 100%.
Yeah,
that's full on TRT. That's full on TRT.
Yeah, man.
Listen, I'm not bad at it.
Yeah, no. Let him come back. Let him come back strong as well. We need some entertainment this year. It's been a little bit lacking on entertainment. So bring him back. Bring the beast back.
Who would he fight though?
There's a lot of rumors.
I pity the fool.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors, and it looks like Shannon Briggs.
I thought that's very respectful of Briggs, but I think he's going to die.
You think he's?
What?
I think he's going to die. I think
anyone's going to die.
He's a beast, and he's also not scared to call guys out in his own right, but he's going to die.
Yeah, agreed. I think anyone.
That Derek Chisora, he's always got a big back. I think he needs to fight Mike.
Oof. He's also had some good runs in his time where he's thrown his mouth and given it, but at the same time,
he always gets PK'd. Always. Big flatlined. Like whenever he gets a big fight, he gets flatlined.
Oh, Chisora. Yeah, man, there's some cool boxing. Let's hopefully see some cool boxing as well later this year.
I think that's what makes the UFC fighters so angry, is because UFC has sort of overtaken boxing in popularity, but like they see what the boxers get paid, and they aren't getting anywhere close to that. But they are way
peanuts compared to that.
Yeah, they're way bigger superstars than the boxing guys over the last couple of years. So it'll make me upset as well.
What'll make that switch though? Is it Dana just opening his pocket a little bit further, or because that's also causing the commentary that we're seeing at the moment as well from a lot of them.
Yeah, they're gonna have to start paying more because it's.
I would give them like pay-per-view.
Exactly.
Yeah, start giving them bits of the pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view is the most fair.
Because then they can prove their worth.
100%.
If you say you're a big superstar, then you won't be against that, because if you think you can pull the numbers, then you're worth the numbers you pull. So give them more on their pay-per-view what they want.
Exactly.
Like
I guess it's going to come down to the brands and the sponsors they pull in as well. I know the UFC do pull in sponsors, but if you look at a lot of the sponsors like Modelo and things like that, it's not really for us sitting on the arse end of the world. It's not like those brands aren't really huge. You know what I mean? So when there's like a boxing fight and you see some of the brands and sponsors they're pulling in, it's global powerhouse brands that they're bringing in. And I think if they start pulling those brands in, then all of a sudden the paychecks are going to start flying. Like you would have to start upping the fighters' paychecks when those global brands jump on board.
Yeah,
100%. Completely agree.
That's got a lot to do with the fact that there is still it's obviously getting a lot better, but there is still a bit of a stigma under MMA. It's it's a hooligan sport, whereas boxing is this pedigree, and I think that is definitely changing. But correct, once those brands get involved, they're going to have to start paying guys more.
I agree.
I think the one thing as well for you, the one thing that UFC's obviously got in their corner at the moment is the fact that they're the first sport back, first combat sport back, and everyone, the eyes of the combat world is on them. So I'm pretty sure, let's say 2021, the stigma might have completely disappeared, or not completely, but really died out a lot, that the big, someone big jumps on board of them. Like you need like a big alcohol. Imagine like a Heineken jumps on board of them. Something like ridiculously big.
Yeah, because the thing is, then you're forcing that brand to pay for international audience because the beers are international. Like that might.
They can just get Budweiser. They go after.
Modelo, for example, if the entire fucking South Africa watches it, they get such little return on investment because it's not available here. The only investment that I'll ever get is if I do travel to America one day, and then I might have a beer.
Yeah, I heard there's some rumors going around that the potential Reebok sponsorship's coming to an end. I don't know if you guys have seen or heard about that.
That'll be great for the fighters.
That'll help the fighters though, because then they can do their own thing again to make some money.
Back to their own lines and their own clothing gear and shit like that. I saw Sean O'Malley a little bit of a say, and he was like, "I want to get my little weed line going ASAP." So the man dressed green head to toe.
Fuck, that guy's exciting.
He's becoming that.
Sugar Sean. What a man.
Do you know who he reminds you of, Craig? Craig, you know who he reminds you of? And I think you know exactly who I'm thinking of. Think of a guy.
Sean Delan.
There we go, man. That always entertains us. He reminds me very much.
Came back from his suspension, and he's just been on an absolute warpath since. And I think he had a little bit of a chirp at Cody, saying he'd love to have a throwdown with Cody soon, which will be so epic.
Yeah.
But he says you'll beat him.
The thing is,
I thought that would be the next one. I thought that would be the next fight, because as soon as that pay-per-view ended, they both got like that amazing knockouts. That's like the best fight to have now. Should be the best.
Oh, it'll be epic, man.
Yeah.
Plus, neither
Still
of
think you
them
win?
any major damage, so they'll be ready to go quick.
Yeah, Sean's done like three fights now with not a scratch, like not a test.
The guy is he's puffing the finest weed and having the time of his life.
Yeah, he is living the life, man. He's a simple cat. He says he just chills at home, does his gaming and his puffing, and that's it.
Trains, puffs, games. What a time! What a time!
Yeah. He was like locked
in Facebook run.
Made his life better.
Yeah. All about that Twitch stream, guys. That brings in the extra cash these days. Get that Twitch stream going.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of this weekend? 3 fucking title fights.
Far too much time.
This weekend got a whole lot better about 5 days ago.
What's your thoughts on Aldo having a title shot? Because that doesn't sit 100% well with me.
I mean, I'm a huge Jose Aldo fan, so I struggle to disapprove of this title shot, but at the same time, I see where you guys where the frustration comes in completely.
Don't get me wrong. I like the guy. I've got nothing against him. I just feel that someone off the back of 2 losses, fair enough. His previous loss probably was.
He was robbed. He was
robbed. He got screwed.
He was completely robbed.
he was robbed, but ultimately you can't go on that. It's still an L next to his name, and not getting a title shot. So I don't know. I don't know how fair that is, to be honest.
Listen, I'm gonna just put it out there. I think he's gonna get moved this weekend, so I'm just gonna put it out there, and I'll take it as it. Whatever bans come my way comes my way, but I think he's gonna get moved.
No, you guys are. I mean, you saw my bet card. It's got Petter as the victor. As much as I'd love to go with Jose, I don't know. It's a different kind of beast he's up against now.
Yeah, the thing is, Jose is getting older, and it's also a massive fucking weight cut for him.
We've seen him on weight cuts before. He doesn't look well at all.
Yeah, Jesus, that previous fight of his, he looked like a fucking dead man walking.
Yeah, something out of a zombie movie. Yeah, no, shame, man. He stresses it, ends up this hectic on the body and stuff. So I mean, it's
my boy ended his career.
Yeah. that can only be Connor, right?
Yep.
No.
They was never the same since. Never the same since.
No,
he didn't get a fair fight in that one. He dropped too early, unfortunately.
Craig, I've just realized, as we're sitting here, we have a Khabib crew and we have a Conor crew here. I actually just thought about
yes.
We have a Khabib crew here and we have a Conor crew. I forgot about that.
I had this interesting conversation with the group of guys recently about his next steps. Obviously, with his dad passing, and shame, terrible news about that. But with his dad passing, whether if he does fight under a new coach, I don't want to see what the guy's going to look like inside the cage. It's going to be scary. It's going to be a new beast altogether. The 28-0 is there and always will be there. But now we're about to see someone completely different.
Yeah, if he uses this to power himself and motivate himself, it's going to be insane. Because obviously his dad, they were so close. And I agree with you. Khabib's going to be a fucking monster whoever fights him next.
I feel sorry for that.
Well, we know who it is. Who's going to face him next? We know who it is. So.
Gaethje. But I think he wins anyway.
Yeah, listen.
I don't think anyone's on his level.
No,
I agree with you. I agree with you there. Listen, Gaethje is definitely dangerous enough to, if he lands, Khabib's in trouble. We know that, and that's with anyone who goes with Gaethje. But
apparently, Ferguson
that pressure. Oh fuck! But that pressure of Khabib, if he's gonna come pressurizing you and then just bear hugging you all over the place, I think you fucked. I don't think that. I think that's where you're really gonna see chaos. But it'll be interesting to see if who fights first, if Cormier fights first or Khabib fights first, because I've got a feeling that with Khabib's father and that, you might see Cormier in the corner of Khabib a lot more.
I think so. I was also, because that's the closest now from
Yeah.
that from his crew as
They're-
well. And
Really good mates, train together, obviously at AKA. If you've watched AKA's videos on YouTube and stuff like that, coming out of the gym, they're constantly together in the gym, always bouncing ideas and messing around with each other and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a Daniel Cormier, like just for the few next fights being in the corner there with him. Be quite cool to see, actually, I think.
I really hope it's not the end of Khabib, because I remember seeing that conversation where he said, "If I don't think I'll ever fight if I don't have my dad in my corner," kind of thing. So that's kind
another thing.
Yeah, that would be heartbreaking if that's the case.
I personally don't see him throwing in the towel just yet. He's still got good 3 to 5 fights in him that he wants to accomplish, I'm sure, as well. It would be devastating to see that guy throwing the towel now.
You should go for the 30 and
Yeah. Exactly. That's it, man. That's the legacy right there, the 30 and 0.
Yeah.
Before he's done, he needs to fight.
Yeah.
He'll obviously fight Gaethje now, but he has to fight Ferguson. They have
Has
to.
That's part of the legacy of the 30 and 0. He has to.
Yeah.
That could be 30. That could be number 30.
Yeah.
Ferguson.
Get those 2 fights done, and then you're good to go. Then we'll.
That's a good point. Good point, Key, because I think that's it. It's Gaethje for the 29 and 0, and then Tony for that final fight. Call it a day after that. I don't give a shit, actually. Just fight.
And then you know what you do? You call out my favorite, my all-time. You call out GSP just for shits and giggles.
Get the super fight going, make the money, and then call it a day.
Yeah.
It's what we want.
Then go box Mayweather like 2 years down the line.
Yeah, get another 100.
Fine. But to be fair, Khabib's taken so little damage, if you guys think about it. Like, the amount of damage, he's easy got a few fights in him. The amount of damage that guy's taken is so little.
He doesn't risk anything. He won't risk standing up with anyone. He doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? As soon as he can out wrestle someone, he does it. He doesn't risk. He doesn't play around. He just gets done.
So he sniffs it
away,
and then goes, and then you can
get an easy paycheck.
Yeah. But you see there's that level of disappointment on each fighter's face when they go past a specific round with them in a specific moment where they've just been mauled for too long, and you start. I think it was Edson Barbosa. I think it was Edson versus.
Yeah.
And there was at one point where I just felt so bad. I just watched him just getting mauled, and Edson was just he was done. You could see he was done. He just wanted to get out of
there. They look so helpless, and you just want to go into the TV and just like grab them out of there, like.
Yeah, it's a cardio game as well that I don't think we fully understand ourselves.
Yeah, no, that should.
But if you go into this card, and I think it's I think we've got some really, really interesting ones. Also, the fact that if you start with the first fight of the main card, I think it's Van Zandt and can't remember the thing. Like Page has only been back since we talk about fighters. If we talk about fighters that have we haven't seen in a while, I think this weekend we've actually got not quite a few, but we haven't seen that many of these guys being that active in the recent months or whatever. I think since last year, have we? We seen any of these guys? We haven't seen.
No.
No, it's we saw Jose Aldo
in January.
We saw Aldo in January, yeah, and we haven't seen anyone else. I think that's just what's quite interesting for us. We're going to see some fighters that are literally since COVID's come, they've done train and chill at home. Let's see what they do in the ring. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
These guys have obviously been staying on top of their training and whatnot, so it's not time to get back out there and get back to work for most of them. So they want to obviously put on a brilliant show, and I think that's where we as fans come in happily on that side of things, which is fantastic.
All of you guys watching live?
Yeah.
Or do you do this?
That was a question I had about Dubai. I got overly excited thinking, it's in line with South Africa. Time zone's going to be sweet, and then my butt actually told me that they're doing it in line with the PPV time, so it'll be Las Vegas time.
So they're fighting in the
bit upset. Oh, it's bullshit.
Make it even more difficult for the fighters.
Yeah.
So fuck. Guys getting jet lag
4 in the
flying,
morning or something.
and then they're going to stay up all hours to fight.
One thing about watching live, did you guys watch the Dan Hooker?
Yes. I woke up lucky.
Yeah.
Did your fucking DSTV also cut out at the end?
I was I didn't see that problem.
In the middle of the 5th round, my DSTV cut to adverts.
Oh no, mine was fine. Mine was very luckily I was fine.
How is that even possible?
I was using DSTV now on the
That's what I was on as
and
well.
that didn't cut. I don't know.
Dude, that's so weird. Unless maybe they streamed it on 2 channels or something. But I was watching it in the 5th round. It cut to an advert, and then
When you're doing that dodgy stream.
I couldn't
You're
hear
doing
that.
that dodgy stream.
Well, it's DSTV.
Of course it's dodgy.
Yes.
Dude, I lost my shit when that happened. So then
Bro,
I
I'll
had to
never forget as well. There was a Chelsea match as well, and load shedding hit within I think 3 minutes to go, and it was a 1-1 game. And I think it was the old Lamb scored a goal in the dying minutes, and I missed it. But at the same time, it's one of those things where you're just like, can you guys just not do this just now, please?
Yeah. It's like
I didn't realize
the people that don't watch sport at all, or what's going on.
if you've got UFC, I've got UFC on my PlayStation, so you actually can buy a fight pass off the game.
Oh, cool.
So
What?
I got
Through
subscription
your
of Fight Pass.
PlayStation?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
can
on
buy
UFC
fight
3.
through the game.
Yeah,
That's
so
brilliant.
UFC 3, there's a UFC TV spot. Yeah.
You see, they're launching the new game. They're launching the new game this weekend as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, during the pay-per-view, the new UFC.
Ooh. And obviously, it's going to be online play with that, I'm sure, eh?
Yeah, most probably.
Yeah.
Maybe even PS5. Maybe even PS5. You never know.
Then we need an epic Khabib versus Conor fight going down here.
Yeah, agreed.
Rumors going around that Dana White did not confirm or deny, but that he's going to be in the game as well.
Oh, he's doing a Vince. He's doing a Vince
I was about to
McMahon.
say, yeah, when you got WWE back in the day and played with Vince, it was the most epic time.
Well, they did bring.
Speaking about Vince, did you see Conor's recent call out of him? He called Vince out for a fight.
What?
No, man.
Let me see if I can find the links. Let me see if I can find this link. Give me a second.
Wait, you called who out?
Vince McMahon.
McMahon.
Well, that'll be a money fight for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, it's all about the money at this point in time.
Yeah.
Here we
But
go.
Oh, it's a way for Conor to get into WWE.
Yeah,
This is his
I
entrance. Yeah, this.
the UFC's got something up their sleeves with Conor because he's not off the rankings on their website, which technically they should do because Triple C is obviously off there because he's not down.
Yeah.
So I've got a sneaky suspicion that they've got something planned for that.
He also has to be removed as soon as they retire. They have to be removed from the USADA testing pool,
Yes.
and that must be like a public thing. So like, if they haven't removed him from there, then you know like everything else is just talk. Because that's like quite a process to get removed from that pool. Because apparently you can't get back in that easily. So you can't just retire without getting. If you officially retire, you have to get taken out of that testing pool.
I mean, what's he retired 3 times in 6 months now or something stupid?
Yeah, but never officially been taken out of that pool. So like
Yes.
you know, like it's just hyping something.
Well, I mean, we got to give it to him. He's a PR machine, that guy.
Yeah.
I think it was. Oh, my
There
God.
we go. He likes so we got to give it to him. Let him fight old men if that's what brings the money in for him.
Yeah.
So I wonder what weight they would fight.
I think Vince is heavier than him.
Other than the South.
Oh man, I'd pay the pay-per-view over and over and over for that.
No, old school casket match, man.
Oh my god, look at that. All the belts.
That would officially be the end of my relationship with Conor if he does anything. I
What
can take a lot from one guy, but that's too much.
What happened to Ronda? She's already had a contract cut from the WWE. I saw as well.
Oh, really?
I think.
I don't think she lasted
She was just
too long.
happily married and popping out
She
kids.
spoke shit about like other people.
Yeah, she had some
classic.
shit to say. Yeah. All the Ronda.
She's like, I don't know. I think her life is just out of fighting because, like, if you see like stories around her, it's like she's just like a family like female, like really like it's about living like at home, looking after like the place and like chilling at home and all those things. Like it's almost like that whole fighting persona has left her.
Just disappeared, yeah. I guess if you don't have the will anymore to fight, so I guess it's not. Yeah.
I was worried about Rose about that.
So if you when you go Hollywood and you don't need that money, in why fight? You know what I mean? Same with like, you started seeing it with GSP
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
He was like the first one. And then that last fight of his, you could see it was like it was coming out of him, and then Conor as well, and Ronda. And my fear is it's happening slowly to Masvidal as well, because it's getting like really, really, really popular. You see him like less training and more media things,
being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I
always get worried.
Woodley had that. Woodley had that.
And we saw what happened to him.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Woodley as well.
He also hasn't come back since, really. I mean, we haven't seen much of him since he got destroyed.
Yeah, well, the fight like that would also crash my.
But he's coming back soon now. One of his fights on Fight Island.
I'm sure he does have something lined up. I did see something about him having something lined up again.
Because there's 4 fights on this island now, and I think he's one of them. Headline's one of them, or something like that.
I'll be honest, he's never been a favorite.
It's a good turnaround. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
No, I just said no. He's never really been
it would be a quick turnaround.
No. He's got very little personality, and he's not. I mean, sure, he was a great fighter in his prime, but I think he's definitely not close to what he used to be.
Yeah. Usman
and he came out to his own song. Real douchebag.
Come out to his own song. Yeah. That he did.
Don't do that.
So what are we predicting for? Before we get to the Usman Masvidal, we haven't even spoken about the rematch with Volkanovski and Max.
Woo.
That's going to be a bout.
I read something earlier as well. It just straight up said Max didn't even say yes to he didn't even really ask for the rematch. He was given it and took it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
he got offered by Volkanovski, which says a lot.
I don't know. After the conversation I had with old Mr. Lazarus from EFC, I don't know. He was fairly spot on with his prediction, saying that Volkanovski's got his number. He's got Max covered. He doesn't see Max coming through with this win. And I mean, as much as I love Max, I have to agree with him.
I do agree with that. You know what the thing is, though?
Max doesn't look healthy either.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
At all.
The thing with that fight is Max needs to somehow figure out a way to block those kicks, because those leg kicks nailed him in that previous fight.
Oh, it's deadly, eh? That was aggressive.
And I mean, that's just points every time, you know. So Volkanovski doesn't even have to finish the fight.
Yeah, true. Very true. It'll be interesting to see what happens now again. Again, like I said, the guy's got more heart than any fighter we really know. But is that enough? Is that enough to take him down and beat him again, or beat him this time? I don't think so, personally.
Yeah, I would love to see it, but also if I had to put my money down, I'd definitely not bet on Max.
Yeah.
He's such a likable guy. It's like you can't not like him, Max. And you always want to see him do well, like in the thing. But like, I agree. I think Volkanovski just got him on so many other points. Like, I think even on the ground, like if he takes him down, he's even got his number there in a way. It'll be interesting to see. It depends. I guess with Max is in the way that he probably fights a lot better like when everything's stacked against him. I think
we've seen that before.
I see when Max is sort of expected to like really put on a show. Not saying he's disappointed us in fights, but I think that other fighters have raised their level. Maybe we see a different one, but yeah, I do think I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on Max actually coming out and winning that second fight either.
Yeah, I think he does better though. I think he does better, but I don't think he's going to win.
So unanimous on Vulcan for the win here from all four of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
My head and my heart is doing two opposite things for every fight.
I think all three of these fights, my head and my heart disagree. And
every single one. I think we spoke about this earlier as well, Ryan. Every single one of these fights, head and heart, also fighting each other. It's tough being a betting man in this on this card.
Yeah.
Then we've got
Usman.
You still got Rose and
you got to say Rose and
yes, sorry, Rose and Andrade.
Josh, that is massive. That is a huge fight.
I want Rose to win. I like Rose, but I also don't think she's going to.
Same here, bro. Oh, Keaton, man. Oh, man.
Keaton, I thought we lost Rose, eh? I thought we lost her to the sport.
Yeah. She doesn't take a loss well.
Yeah.
She looked like someone that was like, didn't look like, her heart wasn't in it. She didn't feel like don't need to get moved in the face anymore. I need this cuck in my life or whatever. And quite surprised that she's come back, I must say. But yes, that Andrade is another animal. Oh my word.
It's another 5. Is it 5 rounds? For 5 rounds there?
Yeah. Isn't it?
No, that's not a title fight.
It's the belt.
Isn't it a belt fight?
Is it not?
No, it's not. It's not a belt.
No. It's the Aldo fight. The belt fight. Sorry.
Yeah.
The winner of this will probably get Wei Lee.
Oh yes.
No
one is beating that machine at the moment.
Yeah, dude, that girl is something else, dude.
Her and
Amanda are in a completely different class to any female.
Maybe her versus Aldo. Like a close.
That'll be a close. Well, didn't old Henry Gedoe,
yes, he tried it. He
called it out. He called it out, didn't he?
We're missing that Macedonian killer striker as well. What's it, Shevchenko?
Yes.
She's also another beast. Her and Wei Lee could be fun.
Do you think the winner of Andrade and Rose will have a go at Zwe?
They'll have to.
She's a champion. This is 1 and 2.
Okay, cool. Yeah, anyone's beating her.
Rose will get. I don't want to see Rose against her. I don't think it ends well.
No. Nothing. That fight doesn't end well for anyone. I mean, we saw what that previous fight was. Did you see what that girl's head looked like?
You almost got to give her max respect for that fight because she kept walking straight into all of that. She ate every single bit of it and she kept walking forward, kept taking. I got max respect for that shit. That was absolutely fucking insane to watch as well.
But that made me a little bit sick. Dude. She looked like legit looked like an alien afterwards.
From fucking Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah. It's a mad respect to walk into that because that's not something I'm doing for any man.
She's pretty much on Amanda's level. I think not yet. Obviously, Amanda's the GOAT. There's nothing about that in the female side of things. There's a lot before she's going to have to get to that level, but I can see her dominating like Amanda's done.
What's the weight difference? Would they be able to square up? I'm not too clued up with the female.
I think the rankings.
Weight division.
The rankings will have the weight classes on it, right?
Let me check. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
But isn't it every 10 kgs? There's a difference between weight 10 kgs, if I'm not mistaken.
The rankings don't show the actual. It's only one. It's one weight.
She's in the strawweight division. She's in the strawweight division with these two, so it's definitely going to be one of the two against Joanna. Probably for the winner of that to fight Swelly.
Yeah.
After Joanna's fight, she'll have to take down one of the two of these two for potential rematch, or these two will get a direct shot at Zhang.
Oh, so there's one weight class between them.
Yeah. That is
so they
correct.
should go, Amanda go up to flyweight and Wei Li goes down to flyweight and they make it happen.
And then they all just have a three competition against Shevchenko because she's
like a tournament.
That'll be fantastic.
She's head kicking everyone in that division.
Yep.
They've gone kind of Mortal Kombat now with Fight Island, so they might as well do these little mini tournaments as well.
Give the fans what they want.
Remember the old Bloodsport movies?
Yes. Imagine we could have a fight to the death on Fight Island. 2020 would be perfect. Cherry on top.
Well, maybe that's one way for the UFC to get rid of people complaining about money.
You lose.
You kill the guy, you get the full purse. Done.
Oh man, epic.
But
so I think we can all agree that we are all, even though this might sound bad, we're all a little bit happy that Burns got sick and that we finally get to see Masvidal in a title bout.
All the best and a quick recovery to Burns, but yes.
And one thing I must say,
I don't think Masvidal is going to make weight.
You don't think he's going to make weight?
Shit.
No.
I think it's a good call.
He's 20 pounds over.
Yeah.
9 kgs, isn't it?
If he doesn't make weight, do they sit on a clause where the title fight doesn't go through, but they'll still fight?
Correct.
Yeah. So they'll fight, but it'll mean nothing. I think it goes as a loss for Masvidal.
Even if he wins it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But and paycheck obviously loses a bit of his paycheck to Usman.
Correct.
I think even if he does make weight, I think he's definitely he has to suffer a bit for cutting like that.
Yeah.
I mean, in such a short amount of time. Plus, you've got all the travel that you have to think about.
Jet lag is going to be real.
But then again, I think it's a little bit of a win-win situation for Masvidal because if he loses, he can go, oh, but I took it on 6 days and I had this hectic cut and whatever. So let's organize a rematch. If he wins, he's the ultimate hero because he took the fight on 6 days' notice.
Do you think he's put any rematch clause in there at all?
He won't have that opportunity, I don't think.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure he would have.
I don't think he has that pulling weight because he's not the champ.
No, but remember,
I think only a champ can do it.
Only a champ can do that.
He's got a lot of pulling weight because of the fact that they wanted this fight to happen.
But still, the champ has the rematch clause. He gets to choose if he wants to negotiate a rematch clause because he could have said he still wants to honor the fight.
He only cared about getting his money. Like he couldn't care less if he wins or loses. He's happy.
Yeah, he'll get punched. He's one of the few guys that'll get punched in the face for money happily.
Yeah, he just wants to have a Joel in Miami again. So
he's one of the few fighters that that level that's also used to losing. Like he's lost a lot. He's not this pedigree. Well, obviously he's a pedigree fighter, but he's not, unbeaten or anything like that. So he's just there to brawl.
What a man!
I actually saw a stat that Masvidal is now, he holds a record for the fighter with the most fights, professional fights, before fighting for a title. And he's fought 49 professional fights, and he's only getting his first title shot now.
Damn.
17 years later.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A little bit of a Bisping story going on here if he gets a title now.
Yeah. So Bisping was, I think, second or third on that list.
Oh, really? He was what? He waited. I think it was 9 years to get a shot, and then 10 years to win.
How many fights in that 9 years? Probably like 30.
There was quite a few. I mean, he's got a big record. I think he's done about 30, close to 40 fights. Yeah.
Yeah, that's big. That's a lot.
So I mean, you can kind of imagine now that also he's poor guy's going out there. He's gonna throw that kitchen sink for that belt, and if he doesn't, he's still got the next few steps behind him where he's got some fantastic fights.
If he loses, he doesn't get another shot. I'm telling you, I don't think so.
But he's still got some potentially awesome shots lined up. So Nate, potentially Connor, various guys out.
He's got money fights that he can still do.
Yeah.
He fights for. I don't think he gets a belt opportunity after this one.
But in his recent conversation, his little chat with Ariel as well, he very much stated that, as Keaton said now as well, he very much stated that his next fights are dedicated to him making money, his team making that money that they deserve. As he said, it's been 16, 17 years now. He wants that paper. He's going to go out there and he's going to get it. And the big fights are lined up, ready and waiting, and that's all that matters to him, kind of thing now.
Yeah, and that's why he pushed so hard and refused to fight without a proper paycheck.
Yeah.
So that's all he's into. And he said that a while ago after the BMF fight. He also said he doesn't really care about the title anymore.
We've seen
Usman wanted the BMF belt. What's that, sorry?
We've seen that attitude bite fighters in the arse though. Wanting to get paid. The UFC don't fuck.
Just go out there, fight, and have a good time.
You want to fight for the paycheck? And they'll be like, okay, cool. Oh, really? Okay, well, we'll just keep you on the sidelines for 2 years and see how long you really.
What they really need to do is, as soon as you get a personality like Masvidal, people love him and whatever, he needs to start making his money outside of the UFC. And that's exactly what Conor did. Obviously, Conor made a lot of money in the UFC, but now he doesn't have to fight anymore because he makes
multiple income streams. Multiple.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing about Sean O'Malley is that he's realized that he needs to start making his own money and not rely, because now we've seen with the UFC, now they broke another bullshit deal with Reebok and then now they paid properly anyway.
Yeah, those Reebok salaries are fucking horrendous.
Yeah. And you can't do your own deal because that's part of their deal.
I don't even think you get creative rights to your own bit of Reebok bit. So like creativity is full on like in their hands.
Yeah.
And like, you get such a Sean O'Malley said Reebok made $1 million off his clothing and he got 300,000 of that.
Yeah, bastards,
That's absolutely that's true.
I think that's why Schaub, Brendan Schaub, actually, one of his main gripes with the UFC was obviously the Reebok deal, because when he was fighting, you could still have the sponsors, obviously, on your shorts and everything. Yeah. And they signed the Reebok deal. And then he said, well, I'm being screwed out of my own pocket with going with this deal. And I think that's where his love for actually fighting sort of, he admits he never really loved fighting. He just did it because he was good at it at the time. But he's real.
That's also debatable.
Well, he starts fucking killers. So you can't deny that. He's people that I don't think some heavyweights would last with now. Like the Mike Brown, like the Browns, not Mike Brown, what's it?
Tim Brown.
I don't remember. Yeah, Tim Brown. Those are, yeah, they're different heavyweight animals to what you see now. Like, but also that UFC deal screwed fight. They screwed that generation of fighters. Not even Sharp's generation, but that older generation screwed them big time at a paycheck. I hope the UFC. I hope, like, for the fighters, I hope that the Reebok deal doesn't get signed, a new one. Just let them go get sponsored.
Yeah, or give them a fair cut. If you're going to make a deal like that, give them a fair cut.
No, I believe if you can market yourself better than what the fucking brand can market you, then so be it. Then go do it.
So be it, bro. 100%.
Yeah. So
just throw the fucking banner behind him there. EFC style.
There you go.
EFC fucking most random fucking sponsors, bro.
They got
Paul's panel beaters. That is some good EFC, right?
Yeah.
There's always a clutch company. Clutch cable.
Clutch and break. Clutch and break.
Paul's at your service.
I'll take it. I'll fucking take it.
What do you guys?
You want me to wear, while I'm DJing, you want me to wear a Diff Repair fucking t-shirt? I'll do it. I mean,
Paul's.
They Sean O'Malley will do well with like a Pornhub sign behind him. He looks like a guy like with his 6'9" hair and all of that. It would
But the best thing about him is he'll do that for free.
Yeah.
He'll be good for the law.
yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's a good character to have back in the UFC again, which is it's been needed.
If you listen to the podcast with him and Theo, like I think he's got one with Theo Vaughan, which is like really good. Like they're literally just chatting, not even fighting. They're just chatting the business. And the one thing about that kid is he's super alert and he's super aware of everything around. He knows on fight in the ring and when he's training, he's a persona, and outside he's just Sean. And I think to be at a very young age to be able to differentiate between the two is quite something, because we've seen guys that are way older than him that they can't get out of that persona. They fucking live it 24/7 and it just fucks out.
Yeah, but also he's his own manager. He fired his manager because he was like, this guy's doing nothing for me and I'm giving him 20% of my earnings. And I'm the one going in there possibly getting beaten up.
Brilliant. What a fucking legend.
And now
That's also a new thing now. Mike Perry firing his own coach.
Yeah.
He's just doing it himself. Like in a warrior.
Bring his girlfriend in the corner.
Like a whole thing. Yeah. It's like, what are you? You're not in my. You're not fighting. You're telling me what to do, but like, could have just figured that out myself. You know what I mean? Not the worst idea.
Then he was like, I saved money and all I had to do was teach her to use the ice bags.
Listen, we personally know some people that are managers by, like, not managed, but like have their wives and girlfriends involved in their fighting careers. I think they're scarier than some of the fighters.
I got some idea of who you're talking about as well.
You know, yeah. So, like, I think in South Africa that, like in the EFC, that's not going to work. If one of the wives or girlfriends are managing your career, they're probably they're not like someone to be like, hey, I just sit there and ice. It's not going to work that way. You're going to get a few blue eyes in the corner as well.
You listen to every command.
Have you guys heard anything with regards to the EFC about, are they going to try and restart or what's going on there?
I heard sort of I think we were in level 4. They released a statement that they were trying their utmost best to try get back to, at least to have no crowds. Some tried to do a similar UFC thing, but ever since that statement,
I've seen nothing. You're right. It's been very quiet.
The difference is that Dana White is best friends with Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like,
does help.
Dana White could do anything.
Yeah, that's
And our government couldn't give a flying fuck about anyone at UFC.
the EF what?
So it's like Dana White got the power on that side.
We know Trump loves his sport as well. He's happily going to let some sport run. Ramaphosa just wants to
exactly.
We're not going. I would be the thing is that like half of these, where you're gonna have these fucking events, even if UFC goes, they can't afford to go higher.
They can do it. They've got that performance in Joburg or Pretoria.
Yeah, they do have that. They've got that UFC gym.
Yeah,
could use.
Fair enough. What about that? They can't afford to go higher like a Grand West and have football crowd inside there.
Yeah, it's not going to work out for them.
They don't have.
But I think they definitely did mention something about the high performance center becoming the place that they would shoot everything. So I think that would be the first.
Sense.
Yeah, I've been watching the Boxing Federation as well over the last 2-3 weeks, and they've been pushing quite hard. So I think both of them are probably working quite close together to get something going. Because I know there's potential rugby and cricket smaller leagues that'll be happening by the end of August. If that's anything to go by here, if you're playing rugby and cricket and contact sports like that, let the guys fight it out in a ring or a cage. I mean, there's no difference.
I think they definitely will.
Yeah,
I think they will by if rugby's allowed to come back by October, then I'm pretty sure fight will be back by then. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So
it makes no sense if it doesn't.
I can't see them saying yes to rugby by October and saying no to the likes of fighting, boxing, and like cricket and things like that. I'm pretty sure that if it's, who knows what our fucking numbers look like come October. That's another fucking situation. But is come down to October, then I'm pretty sure we'll have most professional sports back by then.
Yeah.
Why are you watching the boxing thing because you're getting a white collar fight again? Is that why you?
No. I'm not getting punched in the face again. Not again.
Okay, no, I'm just checking.
As you guys said, it takes a lot of money to step in there and get punched in the face, and when you're doing it for free, it's a different story. I mean, if it was for charity, so it was worth it. But let's see if that happens again. One of the better experiences I've had, but also to get ragdolled around the ring for about a minute wasn't fun. I won't lie.
I proposed to get into the ring once with Mr. Cape Town.
That'd be fantastic. Yes.
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't.
Are you calling him out again now?
Yes.
Come on! That'll be epic.
We'll cut this clip and we'll send it to him after this.
I think so. I think that's it. If he accepts, then this will be the first fight of the year.
Yeah. We show that.
Craig
Dana White, if anyone is welcome to his plan, he's got a document, like a 40-page document or something, with how they are running their stuff. So he said he's willing to give that to anyone. So I'll get that from Dana White.
Let's get this fight.
I'm sure if Bellator asks him for it, he won't give it to them.
Yeah, he did.
or one championship.
Yeah. Those definitely don't have the document.
Well, what documents are you talking about, guys? I have no idea what documents you guys want.
I reckon.
He's got
Will be Eddie Hearn. Hyping up Wallace and Dylan, and then we just need undercards.
You just need what?
We need a few undercards.
I'm in.
Okay, well, there we go.
I'm in.
Still, AKA versus Casper would be a great one. Or AKA versus Murgatroyd, which he's called him out. He's called AKA all the time.
That will have to be the headliner then. I don't think Dylan and I
No, you're going to be like low level. First
someone,
one.
someone about 2 years ago hit me up about a charity fighting match. I don't know if it was boxing or Muay Thai, but they proposed that I must they were gonna propose me and Murgatroyd. And I was like, you fucking insane. No? Fuck, what charity is
Murgatroyd just makes
like,
music and
dude.
trains MMA all day.
Count me out, yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, count me out. He's also like 30K is probably heavier than me, but of muscle.
Yeah, Bergs has been looking fresh lately. The training's paying off. It's looking good.
But Keaton, you've got your own fellows on Facebook that I see when you get the banter going on the UFC and that.
Yeah. I can box. So that's cool. I'll take someone on for fun.
You learned a Paul's
I'll be on
panel
that
beater,
fight.
didn't you? Paul's panel beater was the coach.
I'm gonna get Paul's behind me. Paul's clutch and de prepare.
Yes.
We've seen coaches these days. You just need someone that can work a bag of ice. That's it. And tell you, babe.
Yeah,
There you go. Left, right.
Yeah. You're doing so great, babe. You're doing so great.
Throw the towel a few seconds later.
We've got to get Savage on a card as well.
Yeah, he was also. Wasn't it supposed to be him versus Civ? Savage versus Civ and Geesey?
Oh,
That could be fun.
that would be a bout and a half.
I'm pretty sure they had a little bit of a chat in the VIP at EFC ringside once, where we all were going to get Savage and Civ quite riled up to go at each other in a boxing fight. They were both. I think this was about 2-3 years ago when they were both their fitness prime as well. So I don't know about Savage right now. I haven't seen him in a while, so I can't talk about his fitness in any way. But
Savage on the side of the ring is always fun.
Yeah, that's where he's best actually. Savage on the side of the ring, safest.
Give him enough beer or vodka and heart attack, whatever.
Then
they
no
serve.
one's safe. Jesus, no one's safe.
Send him out.
Oh, that's
Gents, we're gonna wrap this one up. Be fun.
nice one. Thanks for having us, guys.
Prediction time, I
Thanks
say.
for having us, Jen.
I think we need full prediction time.
Hey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You go first, Keaton.
Okay, are we doing full card?
Yeah,
Let
full
me
card.
let me get the card up here quickly.
Full
Do
card.
we not know
prediction.
the card out of our heads already? Surely we
No,
know
we
it
do.
out of our heads.
We do.
I'm going
Okay, Keaton
I'm going
first.
I'm going with Paige because I like Paige.
Who doesn't?
She's hot.
Exactly.
I'm going with. Wait, are we doing head or doing heart here? Are we doing head or heart?
This is the tough one. This is the problem.
Keaton, we want to make money. We want to make money.
Yes, it's a bet. So we're going with Hedger. No.
Okay, if we're betting. So
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm putting $1,000 on Paige. This is hypothetically, not in real life. I'm putting $1,000 on Jessica.
Okay. Nice.
$1,000 on Jessica. Who's next there? Give us a scroll.
Elder Jan.
I'm putting $1,000 on Jan. Sorry, but $1,000 on Volkanovski. And it pains my heart to say it. I'm putting $1,000 on Usman. Sorry, Georgie.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with my original three and add. Okay, so that was Usman, Holloway, Yan, and then I'm definitely gonna add Rose and Page to that.
Guys, I'm following suit on all of that. Like, I'm going Paige, Jessica. Oh, you're going Rose. Sorry, I'm going Paige.
Yes, I've got Rose and Holloway as the outside bets on mine.
I'm going Paige, Jessica, Yan, Volkanovski, and Kamara.
Okay, I'll
The
follow
wise
suit
man.
with a similar Page, Andrade,
Craig
Jan,
Hugs back.
Volkanovski, and I've got a feeling that Masvidal takes it.
I hope so.
Oh,
Fucking hope
just-
so. If I did put $1,000 on Usman and Masvidal won, I'd be happy. I'd be happier.
Yeah,
I'd be happier losing that grand.
It's a win-win in that sense.
That's if you won other bets. That's if you won all the other bets and you're happy to lose.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, awesome, dudes. Well, yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate the chat.
And we'll catch up again soon.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us, lads.
Enjoy the blood.
Cheers, guys.
Lekker. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Yes.